Okay, guys, I got my final field notes drop for this year. So we're gonna open this sucker up and see what we got. There we go. All right, in case you're wondering what this is my Kershaw. I love this. It's got a slide lock. It's got a nice, like, wicked tension. So we'll link that up in there. Not that we're a EDC knife channel, but kind of fun. All right, let's see what we got in here. Yeah, okay, so this is my final drop in my yearly subscription, I think. So let's talk a little bit about what we got here. And then we'll talk about whether or not I'm going to renew my subscription. So this particular set is what they're calling the vintage, and I'm kind of excited about this one for two different reasons. One, it's got the dot grid, and two, the pages rip out, which you all know that recently I've been kind of evaluating that approach. So let's see what this is. All right, I don't really know exactly what this is. Oh, gift concealment wrap. All right, so this is wrapping paper for the season. So that's kind of cool. Probably will not use that, but neat, makes sense. All right, let's open this up and see what these look like. All right, so in this particular case, I think they're exactly the same, unlike last month's that were the birds, which all 6 of them were different. All right, so it's got a little bit of a wrapper there. Won't reuse that, so it won't be delicate. Okay, so this is kind of neat. It's definitely textured, and it's got this raised gold, not quite foil, but then the gold staples there. And then we go in here. Oh yeah, that's nice. I love that pattern. And of course, all the nice little neat things that Field Notes does here. And then we've got the dot grid. I always like this too, because whenever I work through my pages, and you can see this is kind of my daily driver, but when I work through the pages, I'm very specific at what I put up top here, and I always head kind of every page, and then often put the dates as well. So this one, I am definitely going to use these. So not all drops do I use kind of in my regular day-to-day pocket notebook approach, but I am definitely going to use these because this is exactly in my sort of needs category. It's got the dot grid, it's got that, and then of course it's got the perforation, so you can tear these pages out. And again, if you watched any of my other videos, I'm a big proponent of tearing out the pages and then filing them or processing them into Notion so that they go into some form product, right? So it could either go as a video idea, go into Notion as my database to actually build out a video around the initial concept. They could go in like a commonplace notebook where I put a topic that I'm researching and put in there. A lot of times I'll do book list, notes from videos and podcasts that I'm watching. So this is definitely, all 6 of these are gonna be a daily driver. So this is high value prop for me. So, and again, this second set is exactly the same. So, okay, so we'll keep this one pretty short. So I love this one. This has probably been, this will be the most valuable of the drops that I've gotten so far. So the first one I reviewed, so maybe I have one more in my subscription, and then it'll auto renew. So I'll save the best to last, whether or not I'm going to let that happen and auto renew. So the first one that I got was an index version. I thought that was super useful. I used it to categorize things, work through intentionally video ideas, keep track of some book writing that I'm doing, and then one I kind of made as a commonplace notebook for some things that I was researching. So that one was pretty valuable. It wasn't perfect because it was, I think it was interesting and creative. That's one of the things I love about field notes is they're always bringing sort of a creative mystery into your process, if you will, versus something. So they don't fall in that category, something just reorder. Like, so for instance, this has become my reorder, right? I always have this reorder. This is my daily driver for all the reasons that I've mentioned in my previous videos. The Sam Altman video, which is where I got this idea from, kind of blew up. But I continued to do this, right? So this was definitely a valuable idea. Again, purpose here, flat, spiral. I can put my pen in here. It's a little Muji pen. So it goes in there nice, ready to go. I like this pen. I can watercolor here because of the quality of the paper. And then of course I can write all my notes. I use just the blank because I like kind of having an open canvas, if you will. And then I rip all of these out pretty much without exception and then process them into some digital form. So this is my daily reorder. Field Notes doesn't really fit that mold. Although this one, like I said, I'm getting ready to travel. I'm going to put probably all 3 of these in my bag, and I'm pretty sure I'll use them on this holiday trip, right? So this one, definitely value. The one in between, which I think I have at my fingertips, was this version. And so I love this artwork, right? This artwork is incredible. So it is watercolor, or the original versions were, so it has some kind of specific interest to me from that vantage point. But internally, not my favorite, right? It's got the lined. I will use them for sure. But you can see this one's blank, unused, right? So from the last quarter, I did not use these. So they're still sitting on my back shelf, ready to be used, and I will use them at some point. But this one's gonna go immediately into my use. So that comes to the final $1 million question. Will I renew my subscription? The answer is yes. So a little bit of a guilty pleasure. Yes, for the cost of them, they are not the top value proposition, right? So I use these, but you can see I use these pocket notebooks all the time. I'm a big fan of analog. But this again is the affordable version. And this is something that I unquestionably, you can see, I order it and I use them. But Field Notes sits in a category of guilty pleasure, right? So I love them. And the reason that I'm gonna renew is I do use them all. So it's not a waste of money. But what I value the most is it's creative, it's interesting. Everyone's a little bit of a mystery. I love when this little packet shows up in the mail. It's a little bit of a mystery. So again, it's a disposable, discretionary expense. And so if you have the money for it and you're like me, you are curious and you like kind of new things and seeing new ideas, and you like to support other people who are creative, and I'd encourage you to get a Field Notes subscription, or maybe gift it. You know, this is sort of that time of year, or maybe we just, depending on when this launches, maybe it just passed. But yeah, it's a great little gift to give someone who's into notebooks, curious, and into the kind of interesting things. So I'm gonna renew, and I love this drop. And if you enjoy this and this kind of reviews, I do a bunch of marketing stuff, but I like to also, this is something that's part of my everyday carry, if you will. It's a part of how I actually do marketing and digital marketing. This is the analog is a definite feature of that process. So I like to do videos like this as well. So if you're enjoying them, I'd love for you to like and subscribe and join me for the next one.